What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dev back with another one. He's talking about. Today we're going to talk about the GT Dokkan Fest Goku. So this guy came out during Golden Week of last year, and I would say the least that he was a really helpful piece for Goku's family, because Goku's family really needed that very powerful orb changer. I know back then we had Tech God Goku, but Tech God Goku just wasn't enough, of course, pre-EZA. So of course, you guys know Tech God Goku doesn't get his EZA till next year, aka this year of 2022. And obviously, he completely fodderized this guy. But this guy still kinda has a use to this day. You guys can make the case that he can be used today. So let's talk about him, right? So, of course, he came out during the God Event meta, and I would say that this guy did quite well for the God Event meta, considering the fact that he was able to nuke the God Event. So we have like these, what is it, 3 int-type bosses? Is it 3 or 2? You got one over here, got the level 12 one. You have Beerus, you have Genie, and then you have a Rock. So you had 3 int-type bosses. Of course, Beerus goes into STR, but you can compensate that by just running some AGL characters on the team. So you had 3 different types of bosses you can nuke. Well, Beerus was really, you couldn't really nuke him because, I mean, unless Goku crit it, but you guys get exactly what I mean. You had a Rock and you had Genie that you can kill both in one turn. There are videos on YouTube of people one-turning the God Event with this guy. It's that real. This guy did well for the God Event because he can clear it provided you had the right RNG in one turn. Okay, that's pretty fucking good. So, to say the least, if you have this guy over here double supering doing like a fucking 20 million attack stat, provided you brought nuking items, I mean, he pretty much wiped the boss off the fucking field. Now, if you're not running nuking items, of course, this guy still did quite well because he's supporting the team into the fact that he's Rainbow Orb changing. That's super helpful to this day. I would argue that Rainbow Orb changing is easily a top 5 thing that a unit could do. No? Is that top 5? Other than like damage reduction, guard, seeing super attacks, dodge, and then it's Rainbow Orb changing. But hey, I mean that's all unordered, but you guys know Rainbow Orb changing is a helpful ability. So to say the least, he did well during the God Event. How does he do today in the red zone / 200% leader skill meta? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the Extreme Super Battle Road thing. If we take a look at Extreme Super Battle Road, other than the physical stage you can bring him in, and inside the super class stage, he's not on fusion, it's like he's not really going to do too much for you in Extreme Super Battle Road. Because if I'm not incorrect, at the time, Extreme Super Battle, yeah, it came out in 2020. So at the time, I think Goku could have only been brought in, what, Pure Saiyans? Yeah, I think he only could have been brought in Pure Saiyans, but you wouldn't really run him in Pure Saiyans. I mean, unless you really didn't have options. So, I mean, it's really up to you. I feel like he did alright in Extreme Super Battle. I did bring him into that Pure Saiyan stage. He did okay, but you really got to watch out because he could take a bit of damage on those normals, because these Pure Saiyan Extreme Super Battle characters do hit pretty goddamn hard. Other than that, let me take a look at the other stages. It's just Pure Saiyans, the Super Class stage, and is that it? I think, and Goku's family stage. But then it's like Goku's family is super stacked. So, like, why would you? I mean, you could bring him again for the Rainbow Orb changing, but then it's like Goku's family has a shitload of better characters you could be running. But back then, I mean, sure, you can run him because Tech God Goku didn't have his EZA yet. But regarding that, I mean, sure, you can run him in 2 Extreme Super Battle Stages. He would do well in Extreme Super Battle. He would do okay, provided he did not take that super. But you know, most characters that take the super will die. So, how does he look during the red zone meta? I think the main thing about this guy is that, other than the Rainbow Orb changing, it's the fact that he clearly hits kind of hard, right? Of course, because he gains 20% attack per key sphere obtained right here. So I feel like he does all right in the red zone. Now, hear me out. Versus Omega, this guy could take like 70k in normal. Or like 70 to 50k in normal, because, you know, Rainbow to 1 dupe, because I have him like 1 dupe. And then like I've seen videos of him Rainbow. He's taking like 30k per normal against Omega. He does, I'm going to be honest, he does alright against Omega. Against like a top 5 hardest fight in the game, he does okay against Omega. But really, like, the thing is that, I mean, Omega has that fucking countdown super attack that does like 1 billion damage. But this guy and the LR Super Saiyan 4s, they can fucking dust his ass off in 1 to 2 turns. But so like this guy does well against the strongest int enemy in the game. So I mean, actually, I would probably say the strongest int enemy would be that Metal Cooler army before you fight the big Getty Star, but you know, that's not really the main boss. It's just the enemy. But you guys get exactly what I mean. I think this guy does well in the red zone, provided he is not under fire with attacks. If he's not under fire with attacks, this guy will do okay. If he takes more than 2 attacks in that last slot, because you're going to be running this fucker in the last slot, unless you're going up against Omega or some shit, or a lower end red zone stage. If you are not taking less than 2 attacks, you will fucking die. It is just that simple. This guy takes way too much damage against any other enemy besides int enemies. That's just fact. Also considering the fact that even if you are running him on the full GT Heroes team, which is the best thing that you should be doing, because he looks better than the GT Vegeta, his counterpart, on GT Heroes, then it's like, it's still the same way. It can still go the same way because this guy can still take a lot of damage. He's pretty much a glass cannon. Yes. I mean, if he double supers, he could look okay defensively. He could possibly take double digits, but yeah. For the red zone, you can run him in those lower end stages. I think he'll be okay. But in the higher end stages, you really just have to look out for him because he can get your shit just pile drive. It's over. It's over. He can get you killed. So, of course, what's good about him? So, back then, what made him so good is the fact that GT Heroes are just a super good category for the time. It just came out of nowhere. It was a good category. What can I say? It was one of the most fun category teams in the game to run because, you know, at the time, of course, you had the LR Super Saiyan 4s, Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. People love those types of cars. So for GT Heroes, it was actually it was solid enough because you had these 2 banner cards. You had the what is it, the Gon and Goten and the Goten and Trunks. Yeah, you had these 2 cards to run, and then you had the LR Super Saiyan 4s. You had you had the GT Trio. You had all these specific cards to run, and the team was good. What can I say? GT Heroes, at the time, what made him good is that GT Heroes, him being a dual category team for GT Heroes and Goku's family, his super attack effect was solid, him being a Rainbow Orb Changer, him being stronger on GT Heroes by gaining more defense, and he had a solid enough link set, the same lineage, prepare for battle, Kamehameha, GT. He has a good link set, of course, and his category teams, you can run him on basically all of his category teams at the time because at that specific time period, this guy was great. He was great. Now you see just like okay slash, a little bit niche, but you can still get away with it. Of course, now what makes him good, the only reason you will run him now is specifically because there's Rainbow Orb Changing. That's really it. Yes, either you're running him as a Rainbow Orb Changer, or you're running him on GT Heroes to get links up with the LR Super Saiyan 4s. So, I would say what's bad about this unit is the fact that you can't run him. I mean, you could, but you can't really see yourself running him off of GT Heroes because this 50% defense right here, guys. You feel this shit. When you are not on GT Heroes, you feel this, bro. It's like when you're not running no GT. Wait, excuse me. That says plus initial 50%. Yeah, if you're not running any GT Heroes category characters with him, it's just like you feel like the lack of defense because that's 100% defense you're not getting with this guy that has 2 GT Heroes category allies chilling with him on the same turn because, of course, defense nowadays matters. So I feel like that's the first issue with him. You have to run GT Heroes category characters, and the fact that he has the most useless active skill in the game. This active skill is literally a fart. It's a fart. It's a fucking gust of wind. It literally just, it blows the enemy away. So, I mean, not literally. It tickles the enemy. It just blows the dust off their fucking shoulder pads. And I'm not talking Frieza. Yeah, because 4 more super attacks, I mean, the active basic edition sucks, and his active skill sucks too. I mean, it's cool. It's cool looking. And he also has one of the rarest active skill KO screens in the game when he steps on a little fucking stone with a little earth in the background or moon or whatever that shit is, and he's just looking up at the sky. So, I mean, to say the least, that's really about it. This guy's really clear, cut, and simple. He is a nuker that has stronger defense. Well, he's a nuker that's a Rainbow Orb Changer with strong defense. So, well, back then, strong defense on GT Heroes. Now it's kind of just really mediocre because like he's just sitting at like around 200k, kind of 180k, 200k. Rainbow, he's at like 220, sort of. So to say the least, this guy's really simple. Nuker, Rainbow Orb Changer. That makes a team synergize better, and he gains more defense with more GT Heroes category allies attacking the same turn. So to say the least, this guy is alright. Today he's alright. What's his best linking partners? What I really like about this guy is the fact that if we go below this, of course you're not running this guy. This guy's fodder. Yeah, no, you're not running this guy. This guy's complete butt cheeks. Unless you're trying to get his best attack stat, you're running this guy, but this guy's complete, he's just complete ass cheeks. I mean, but if you take a look at relevant linking partners, Carnival Goku. You got Carnival Goku right here. Who's a relevant slot 1 unit other than Carnival Goku? Is that it? That is the only relevant slot 1 unit that's one of his best linking partners. Because the 3rd anniversary LRs, these 3rd years are not being sat in the slot 1. LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku's not being sat in slot 1. I mean, LR SSJ Goku's not slot 1. This Goku and Vegeta are not slot 1 either because they can still take some damage. They definitely have the super before they get hit. This Gogeta is a fuck no. I mean, obviously Super Gogeta is a no. Yeah, none of these units are slot 1 units to sit right next to him other than Carnival Goku. If we go down here, of course for the first turn, these two could be slot 1 units, but more so like you would find yourself, the only reason you specifically would run this guy is to run him with other GTOs category characters. So you got this full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you got LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here, you have the 2nd year anniversary Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here, you have the LR Super Saiyan 4s, which you are basically almost always going to be running with this guy. If you're running these guys, you're more so likely going to be running this guy, right? I mean, okay. I think that's really about it. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.